So this episode is really interesting because it's all about staying healthy. So let's welcome our first guests, Carlo Balagasay and Christian Alvarez from Strength NU. It's a fitness and wellness center. So thank you guys for coming today. The first time I met you guys, there's three of you, at the last year's youth summit. And I was really impressed with how you guys talked about your beginnings, how you got together, and now you're here and you're expanding. So can you talk about that? Because you're young entrepreneurs who are leading in the industry, and you kind of, there's a sense of pride, a Filipino pride.
So to give everybody a background on us, we're Strength NU. We do have a fitness facility and a wellness clinic. We've been around since 2011, January. And it was a group of friends who started it. It was myself and Christian. I used to be an engineer, and he worked as a lead trainer at another big box gym for years. And we just decided one day that we wanted to kind of create our own thing and, have our own visions filled. In 2011, we decided to take over a warehouse facility. And pretty much, we didn't really have a plan, to be totally honest with you. We just knew that we wanted to open up our own facility. Our initial program was to train teams. So we just had one team, empty warehouse facility, 1,800 square feet.
Yeah, that's what I heard when you guys were talking about
Yeah.
it. Like just a bunch of you guys, some equipment, really small scale.
A dumbbell set up to 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Some equipment that people kind of donated to us. Our biggest purchase was a $3,500 cable pulley, and I remember that being so expensive at that time, and
Yeah.
we're like, oh man, this is insane. We're putting a lot of our time and money into it. But the most interesting part is, we kind of did whatever we had to do. When we had a big grand opening and we got people to help us, and there was tons of people there.
Yeah.
Maybe like 200 people that showed up to our grand opening. And then the funny part is, once that happened, once that's all done and we were happy and we were celebrating there's so many people, we quickly realized that we had to run a business. And
Like you had to make it more legit, you're saying.
we had to make money. It's not just people coming in and celebrating, oh, good job, guys. And I know a lot of people who started business, everybody congratulates them, and it's like, oh man, good for you, like they're gonna win. But the reality of it is, once that celebration's done and the rent check comes in, you realize that you have a business to run now.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you love your hobby, revenue has to come in, right? Certain things have to happen to be able to float the business and to kind of see your vision come true. So that kind of hit us hard. So what happened was, instead of working where we worked before, because we were trainers at that time.
And you were an engineer, right?
I was an engineer, but then I quit.
Yeah. So was that like sort of that deciding factor? Like, well, this is an opportunity. This is my passion. This is what I'm going to follow through. Is that what happened?
I was an engineer for 3 years.
Yeah.
And to be totally honest with you, I picked that out of a book. I used to work at a salt factory. I didn't know what I wanted to do after high school. So me and my family moved to Whitby. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, I don't know what I want to do. I worked at a salt factory, one of the worst jobs I ever had, but actually one of the best jobs I ever had. Looking back at it, I realized what the world was really like and how much hard work it actually takes to do something like. I was like, man, I got to stop this, life. I have to do something with myself.
Yeah.
So I took a Durham College book. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna flip through it. What interesting subject can I just do? So I saw mechanical engineering technology. Got into automotive engineering. It's a company called Multimatic, one of the biggest automotive companies out there. I worked there for 3 long years, and I actually killed it. You know what I mean? I was
But
actually
you've been
really.
friends with Christian.
So yeah, I was friends with Christian from a long time. We went to high school together, Jean Vanier High School.
Okay, so what kind of made you guys say, oh, we're gonna team up together and start this?
Very simply for me, it was ever since I was 17 years old, I became a trainer. I guess I picked up a Flex magazine way back, looked at a bodybuilder, I said I wanted to be like this guy.
Yeah.
Got myself into shape, and before I was even legal to, I guess, start training people at 18, I was already training people from 17. So from that point on, we opened our business at around 27 years old. He had called me up to get into the industry, and I know he has a huge fitness background. He had just won a title in a martial arts competition.
Right.
And so I got him into training, and then shortly after, a client had given the opportunity for the warehouse. And Shortly after that, like within days, he starts coming along to help me construct because he knows I have no clue what I'm doing there.
Yeah.
And he just keeps showing up every single day. And I'm like, you don't need to keep doing this. And then
Yeah.
he's like, well, how much money do you need to keep that? Now he starts putting in his money. And then I said, well, if this guy's going to be here all the time, I might as well make him my business partner. We might as
Like,
well. We
what
always,
are you doing? Come on. That's
Right,
awesome. Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
and then it just naturally clicked. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we've been friends for a long time. So,
Which helped.
We started out by playing on the same basketball team. So we already knew we could function together.
People want to know if you have any top it list 5, things that people can do to get in shape or stay in shape. But I need you to hold on to that because after the break, we'll talk about it. CIS and Immigration has been established for more than 26 years. It is a one-stop service center for immigration service, student visa, and visitor visa.
We have been in immigration and citizenship cases for more than 26 years. We have licensed consultants and lawyers to help you to fulfill your dream to come to Canada. We are here to help.
Capture every step. Capture every achievement. Capture every milestone. Capture every moment through the eyes of a Canon.
Earlier I asked, so what are some of the top it list 5, let's just say, that you recommend for people who are trying to get in shape or, just stay in shape?
The number one is to define your goal and set your goal and kind of have some timelines in accordance to that, so you constantly have something that you're that's keeping you on track, right?
Number 2 would definitely be check your habits. The you now that wants to lose weight has habits that aren't conducive to the new you, right? So whether it's waking up a bit earlier, prepping your meals earlier, changing how you spend your nights and your days, all these things have to change in order for you to change, right?
It's basically, changing your eating habits is going to be a huge thing. Whether it be you move to the direction of eating, smaller increments or smaller meals throughout the day, just find a nutrition, sort of regime that really works for your body. And there's no one nutrition regime that works for everyone. So you really just have to find what works for you and really stick to that habit.
Number 4 is finding a training regimen that you actually enjoy and that engages you. If you don't
it's sustainable.
Sustainable,
right? Like if you
right?
like kickboxing,
then
box
do
away.
it. If you like running in the morning with your dog, then do it. If it works for you and if you mentally can do it and it's sustainable for you, then get it done as long as it's healthy. Just the same thing with training. If you like the go, high intensity training, then find a place that does it. If you like Aquafit and you're injured and that's how you like to get your day done and that's how you like moving, then
So basically,
do it.
when you guys have your clients and you kind of just assess on what sort of they're personalized and customized in a way
Yes.
that is, I guess it's exciting for them and that's gonna bring them the results and stuff, right?
See, the reason why we're so successful is because we understand the total experience of somebody's fitness, journey. And it's not just do this burpee or do that. From practitioners that are physiotherapists to, marathoner, like we've done it all, right? We have such a broad knowledge base because we love movement, we love people. We could really cater to anything, but we just have to find out how you like moving, how you like sweating, and in the type of environment that you like. If it's conducive to what we have, then it's a perfect pair, right? We just pretty much train the way we love training.
What can you sort of recommend to, up and coming, growing entrepreneurs out there who want to start something?
You know what? Number one thing is, first of all, don't get into business if you're not passionate about what you want to do. That's a huge thing. So I know of people who just want to go pick up a business because, oh, it's going to make me money. That's the wrong angle. First of all, you have to define why you're doing something.
Yeah.
The why is the most important thing to succeed. For us, we love fitness, and we knew that, okay, we're not going to be forever personal trainers, but how can we further carry this on? So by serving people, you know, and we have to basically, so now we train our staff to better serve more people. Second, learn the industry as much as you can in every angle, and we're talking about from being, you know, the person that cleans the office, to the person that cleans the toilets, to the one that takes the calls, to the one that manages the bank operations part of it. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to knock you down, that are not going to believe in you. You're going to lose a lot of friends very quickly.
Yeah.
You're going to make a lot of fake friends
Let
very
me take
quickly.
some note on that one.
Right? But
You know,
the thing is, you really have to stick to it. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to know that you don't know everything, and you have to be open to changing and growing.
a lot of people mistaken, you know, if you're passionate about something, right? If you're a baker, for instance, just because you're amazing at what you do doesn't mean that you could run a successful business. So knowing differentiating the fact that you are the skilled worker who's trying to open a business, and understanding that you have to actually learn how to run a business and manage a business, right? Because there's two totally different things, totally different things. And that's where a lot of people get mixed up and find a lot of stress behind it.
Was there ever a time that you were like, I don't want to do this anymore? Or like, oh my God, this is
what?
too crazy. What did I get myself into? Was there a moment like that?
But that's what they call the growing pains of anything. Just like as a teenager, like if you didn't get hurt by your first girlfriend, your first boyfriend, you don't know what it's like. You know what I mean? If you never lost anything in your life, then you don't know what it's like to gain anything either. If you don't know how to fail, you don't know how to succeed. So of course you're gonna have that in business, and it's gonna be constant. And it's how you deal with it and how you grow from it is essentially what decides whether you succeed or not.
You know, I always say if you don't want stress in your life and you want challenges, don't even get into business. There's so many, like, I always think it's healthy. If I'm not stretching myself, if I'm not feeling pressure, that means we're not pushing ourselves enough. We're not growing enough. You know, there are so many times that we're like, oh shoot, man, like, okay, are we gonna do this or not?
Yeah.
Because, you know, if we don't do this, we're dead. And that happens multiple times, and I know it's now looking back at where we came from, it's like, oh shoot, look at that, like we made that decision to move forward, and look how dramatically that changed our business.
And speaking of how dramatic changes have been happening for you guys, can you talk about your expansion? We
actually just moved into bigger facilities, so we were at 6,700 square feet before. Now we're at 12,000. We're excited to do this. We can't wait to have a re-grand opening. This is our 5th year. This is our best and growing year.
When is the grand opening?
I don't want to kind of put too much pressure on them, but you know, we're going to start very soon, so you know, within that time frame, summertime.
And then you're getting married too.
I'm getting married, yeah. And
congratulations.
Thank you.
Exciting stuff ahead. Well, you know what? I want to thank you guys for coming today. I love your Facebook posts, your videos. It's inspirational, it's motivational, and you know, I follow, I like, or love. And stay tuned, because after the break, we have Lala Garcia. She's a registered holistic nutritionist who will be talking about, you know, healthy eats. CIS and Immigration has been established for more than 26 years. It is a one-stop service center for immigration service, student visa, and visitor visa.
We have been in immigration and citizenship cases for more than 26 years. We have licensed consultants and lawyers to help you to fulfill your dream to come to Canada. We are here to help.
Capture every step. Capture every achievement. Capture every milestone. Capture every moment through the eyes of a Canon.
Thanks for staying with us. Right now, I'm with Lala Garcia. She's a registered holistic nutritionist, and she actually writes for the Philippine Reporter in a section called Ask Her Holistic Nutritionist. Today, she's going to show us how to make healthy snacks using natural sweeteners. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for coming back, actually. Season 1, she was, I don't know if you guys missed it, but it's how to detox,
How
right?
to detox. We
Yeah.
did a nice little detox drink, a couple of them that we tried.
Yeah, and today you're going to show me bad sugar and good sugar.
Yes.
So, want to talk about that?
Today we're going to talk about the effects of sugar on our health. It really is bad. I mean, it's rising the diabetes in people, and especially in children, which is really, really awful because it does take a long time for you to develop diabetes, and it's totally preventable. But the problem is it's the sugar. It's the regular white sugar. So sugar is usually from sugar cane, and they strip all the nutrients, all the fibers from it, and all you're left with is just the glucose. Glucose is going to spike up your blood sugar, and it's going to wreak havoc on your health. So there are different things like our drinks. So there's a lot of, I don't know, do you drink Coke?
Sometimes.
Okay, a lot of people, they like to drink Coke.
Sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm picking on Coke, but any pop
everybody
really.
loves Coke.
It's high in sugar. So to give you a nice little visual, when you take a look at the nutritional facts here, it says 55 grams of sugar. So to know what 55 grams of sugar, I just put the sugar cubes in here. Each 4 grams of sugar is a teaspoon. So that's 1 cube. So there's about, this is how much sugar is
How
inside
many
this
teaspoons
bottle.
is that? And this one would be the same, is it?
No, this is an alternative. So if it's a sugar carbonated drink, something that you like to drink, like pop, this is the alternative. It's called kombucha. Have you ever tried kombucha?
Nope.
Okay, kombucha is naturally carbonated because it's a fermented drink. It has a tea in there that's been fermenting for about 30 days. And if you look at the bottom, you see all that? That's good. That's probiotics.
There's some good stuff in
That's
there.
the good stuff. And probiotics are really good for your gut to help heal. It helps with your mood. It helps with digestion. It helps to boost your immune system. Of course, water is also a great alternative.
Which
So,
is zero sugar.
exactly, zero sugar.
Awesome. And these over here are the natural sweeteners that we can use instead.
So these are the options that I've been telling people to use. So there's stevia. Stevia, it comes from a leaf. So there's zero sugar in here. But it has that same
Sweetener,
taste
yeah.
as NutraSweet. This is my absolute favorite. It's coconut sugar.
Yes.
Okay, coconut sugar is one of those things that it comes from coconut, so it's from Philippines, so it's very close to my heart. But what I love about it is you only need 1 to 1. So if you normally put a teaspoon of sugar in your drinks, you only need a teaspoon of that coconut sugar. It's not going to make it taste like
And
coconut.
it's not gonna change how it
No,
tastes.
no,
It's just
no.
gonna add that sweetener,
It's
right?
just going to make it sweet. And it's actually really low in the glycemic index. So for example, the glycemic index is measuring how fast it goes into your blood, the sugar, the glucose. So something like regular sugar, it's right away. It's instant because there's nothing else in there
That's
but
why you get the
glucose.
sugar rush.
You get the sugar rush, but then you get a quick low.
Yeah.
Something like, so this would be 100 on a glycemic index. So the lower it is, the better. For example, this is coconut sugar, palm sugar, that's 35.
So it's really
So
low.
it's really low.
So
So I
that's
have a lot of
actually better.
clients and I tell them, you know what, replace
that
it with
instead.
that. It's going to sweeten it just the same and it's not going to spike up your blood sugar.
And so now that's why you're here, because you're gonna show us exactly what kind of snacks
before,
you
this
can
is
make.
the last one. This
Oh, that's the
this
last
is
one?
a new one. It's a monk fruit sweetener.
Okay.
That's a new product. It comes from South Asia, where there's this small little like melon-looking fruit,
Mm-hmm.
and they make a sugar out of it. And when you take a look, it's zero sugar,
So
zero
in
calories.
the index, if this is 35, this is...
This is even lower.
Oh.
I don't know exactly, but it's a
But
lot lower than that
so
because
it's
there's
probably
no
the
sugar in
best
this at all.
option.
If you look
Yeah.
at this, it says it's 4 grams of sugar. So that's a teaspoon per, it's a teaspoon of sugar. Okay.
And today then, what are you gonna show us? You're gonna show us some healthy snacks using these natural sweeteners, right?
Yes. First, I want to talk about balancing your blood sugar. To balance your blood sugar, you'll have much more energy. And usually when you're getting sweets, any snack that you're having, take a look, read the ingredients, make sure you read how much sugar's in there. But it's also good to know when you take a look at it is how much other things are in there, how much protein, how much fat,
Right.
and how much fiber. So the more protein, the more fat, the more fiber, then the sugar actually is released a lot slower. So if you're worried about, your favorite snack bar and then you're looking at it, it says 10 grams, 20 grams of sugar,
Yeah.
and then you put it aside, I would look at it again, take a look at how much fiber is in there, how much protein, how much good fats are in there, and it could actually even out a little bit more.
So Lala's gonna show us how to make power brownies in a healthier way. So Lala, walk us through what are the ingredients for today?
Okay, first thing we're gonna put inside our blender, and this is really simple because you just throw everything in the blender. This is unsweetened cocoa.
Unsweetened cocoa, okay.
Okay, unsweetened cocoa, there's no sugar in there and it's very high in antioxidants. So when you hear that people say that chocolate's really good for you, it's because of that, but it's not the sugar. So we're gonna put the unsweetened.
Okay.
The next one is what we're gonna use as a sweetener. That is the coconut sugar, again, my favorite sugar.
The palm sugar earlier, coconut sugar, okay.
Low in glycemic index, it will sweeten it just the same as regular sugar without spiking your blood sugar. Another sweetener alternative is unsweetened applesauce.
Unsweetened applesauce.
Yes.
Okay.
That's really good. You can actually use applesauce to replace the oil or any sugars inside any recipe that you're making. And some people, if they're allergic to eggs,
Right.
if you take out the eggs and replace it with applesauce, it will come out
Does
exactly
it
the
like
same.
work as an emulsifier then?
Yes. This is our protein. So this is hemp protein powder.
So how is it different from other proteins and why hemp?
I
protein
love
powder?
hemp protein powder because I like to look for, there's so many protein powders out there, but there's a lot of
Yes.
different ingredients.
Right.
One, I want a plant-based protein because plant-based protein, it allows the body to absorb it a lot easier. Hemp is one of those excellent products where it's high in good fat. So it's got your omega-3s, 6s, and 9s. So after a workout, it actually helps to not just repair, the protein helps to repair, but the omega-3, 6, and 9s helps with inflammation. So whatever inflammation happens after you work out, that will help with it as
So
well.
it's anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory
Okay.
and very high in fiber.
Very high in fiber. All right.
Okay,
What
the
do
next one we have here is extra virgin coconut oil.
Okay.
Okay, we're using that instead of butter.
Yep.
Healthier alternative. It is a saturated fat, but it's a medium chain fatty acid. What that means is that it's going to be used as energy, and you're not going to store it as fat. So that's great to put
So
in there.
basically here we're sticking with coconut oil and coconut sugar.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and then of course we're going to put in our oats, and this is a wheat-free oatmeal. It's just a regular old-fashioned oats. We're going to put in there, very high
Oats.
in fiber.
And finally we got some eggs.
Yes, I mean there is an option if you don't want to put eggs in there, you can put more applesauce, but I wanted to make this a high protein, high fiber, low sugar brownie that's actually
Right.
great for a post-workout.
So basically the hemp protein plus the eggs help with beefing up the protein
Exactly.
in this protein energy bar that
Exactly,
we
and
have.
each portion of this, which is going to be each of the muffin cup, you're
Yeah.
going to get anywhere from 15 to 20 grams of protein in there.
with not a lot of sugar. Unlike when you go into the store, you look
Yes.
for like 25 grams of sugar
It's
for a
going to be
protein
less,
bar.
it's going to be about 5-6 grams of sugar in here, and it's all natural sugars.
Awesome. So
Okay.
you know what? We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna blend this, so stick with us. CIS and Immigration has been established for more than 26 years. It is a one-stop service center for immigration service, student visa, and visitor visa.
We have been in immigration and citizenship cases for more than 26 years. We have licensed consultants and lawyers to help you to fulfill your dream to come to Canada. We are here to help.
Capture every step. Capture every achievement. Capture every milestone. Capture every moment through the eyes of a Canon.
Okay, so we're going to blend all the ingredients, right?
Yes.
This way, got it? Okay.
Okay, and all you need to do is just turn it on.
Oh, I think there's more.
Is there more?
Yeah. Okay, this blender is a machine. So,
Okay, when you're blending it, just make sure that everything is all blended. And the one way to find out is there's no more sounds of anything moving around, just so the consistency is like that. And you can easily pour it into each muffin liner. And I like to use the liner because then it's an easy snack to go. And each one is already a serving.
and these are for these chocolate chips just to add on top?
Yes, these chocolate chips, I like to add it on top. If you want, you can start putting some on there.
Okay.
And you can add whatever you like. You can also add some nuts, walnuts, some
Any of your favorite like seeds, I guess?
any toppings that you want, just to add a little bit more protein in there and fats. The chocolate chips I like because I like sweet.
There you go. So we just pour that
Pour it
in.
in. Oops. See,
Okay.
there we got one big chunk. So you preheat your oven for 350, and it's only going to take about anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. I usually go in between and I check it with a toothpick to make sure that it's fully cooked.
Yep.
So we're going to put it in.
For the power brownies, after 10 to 15 minutes, you should check the oven, but we should go by 12 minutes, let's say.
Yeah, around 12 minutes I like to check it because some people's ovens are a little bit different. Okay, so it's been about 12 minutes, and we're going to carefully take it out.
Looks yummy. Okay.
What I like to do is just go for about 12 minutes and check it because a lot of people's ovens are different. And
Right.
how to do that is I take it out and I just take a toothpick and you just put it on the brownie and make sure that it's nice and clear. If it comes out wet and gooey, you still put it back there for the rest of the 15 minutes.
Okay, so we cooked this earlier, and now we're gonna try to see what it tastes like.
Yes, usually you want to let it cool for about 15 minutes. You're gonna burn your tongue otherwise, but
Yeah.
this is good.
Okay,
so
I'll
try
grab
one
I'll try one. I'm excited.
and see how you like it. So it's a healthier version.
So it's just something I can snack on before I go to the gym.
It's good for before, but I would say it's even better for after because it is really high in protein. When it's high in protein, it helps to repair your muscles. 'Cause
Right.
You just worked out, right?
Okay.
So let's try these. You like it?
It's so good.
That's good. So it's moist, it's chocolatey. You can't tell that
And
it's...
it's not too sugary, but there's enough sweetness in it. Do you have something in your mouth?
No, but do
Good?
I?
All right.
Like
All
that.
right, guys. So that's Lala's recipe for Power Brownie. You can check it out on Facebook, and we'll also
We'll be posting up the ingredients as
Yeah.
well.
And do you have anything ahead of coming out for you the next few days, or any events that you're doing?
I have a few events that I'm going to be doing. I have a coconut festival that's going to be happening in August 27th, and I will be there to speak all about coconuts. So 101 things that you could do with coconuts for beauty as well as food.
Great.
Okay.
I hope you guys learned something today with our healthy episode. So stay tuned next week because Lala's actually coming back to show us why she's local for cocoa. I want to thank my sponsors and the guests for the show, and a big shout out to my makeup artist, Beauty with Pam. Till next week.